Okay, so you're probably wondering why the hell I'm making a video right now while my mother's life is literally hanging in the balance. I'm making this video because this is very important for you guys to understand. When it comes to my mother being in hospital and my mother being in pain and my mother's oxygen levels dropping, that is absolutely and 100% the gang stalkers. We call them the gang stalkers, but let's call them who they are. MI5, Royal Navy, fucking secret police, all of them motherfuckers are literally killing my mother right now because they didn't want me to do magic in my flat. But they have a history of doing this. They have a history of hospitalizing my mother. If they can't get through to me and they can't get me to react in a certain way, then what will happen is they will go through my mother. If they don't, I'm an agoraphobic and I'm depressed and I'm anxious, so I rarely leave the house unless I absolutely have to. Okay, that's as a result of the torture. But because they can't take any responsibility for their bullshit, what they will do is, in a bid to get me to leave the house, especially if it looks like I'm coping too well, in a bid to get me to leave the house, they will attack my mother more fiercely than they ordinarily do. They've actually been attacking my mother for decades, which is why she's as sick as she is now. But they will do that every single time I'm not leaving the house or I'm not reacting to their satisfaction. This is what they do. Okay? This is what they do constantly. They've done it before. My siblings are calling me in a panic. I can't even look at my siblings right now because I've tried to tell my family exactly what's been going on and they've been ignoring me. Now, I didn't necessarily tell them that my mother was the one who was being attacked as well. I didn't necessarily tell them that. That's my fuck up. At the same time, I'm feeling if I'm telling you about weapons that absolutely exist and you know they exist, and you know my mother's being attacked, and you know that I've tried to warn you for years about what they've been doing to me, you know all this. There are some people in my family who are actually involved that know that my mother is being killed simply to get a reaction out of those that the gang stalkers couldn't turn. They know this. They let this happen to her. I didn't let it happen to her. I did the only thing that I could. I left the situation because nobody was listening to me. And now when shit goes left, I'm expected to be there to scrape money for my friends. I've probably been through the worst out of everybody. Been through the worst abuse out of everybody among my siblings. And yet when shit goes left, after I done warned everybody, now I got to scrape money together to get fucking down to London and back. And it's not even just that. It's not, let's take away the distance that I've got to travel. It's not even that far. Let's consider my mother for a second. All of this, it might not have been prevented, but it could have been prolonged at least or postponed. She didn't have to go through 7 strokes. She did not have to go through this. All people had to do was prepare themselves and not sell their souls to the devil. But nah, here we are. It's not even the distance because I'm not the one who has to travel the furthest in order to see my mum. I tried to warn everyone and no one listened to me. And shit like this keeps happening. You mean to tell me during a new moon, when people know that I do my new moon rituals, that is the precise time that my mother's oxygen level starts to drop? Get the fuck out of here. Get the entire fuck out of here. So I'm going off to see my mother. My mother's in hospital. Please pray for her. I didn't come online. I swear I didn't come online to cuss anybody out. But at the end of the day, I'm really, really angry because at the end of the day, this is what these cunts do. If they can't get to me, they will get to me through the most vulnerable person in my family or the most vulnerable people in my family. They stay pulling that shit. And it's just pathetic. It's just pathetic. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, they know it's a new moon and they know what I normally do during a full moon. So of course they would caused my mother to have her oxygen drop around this time. But then I'm thinking to myself, they've done this to my mum over less than this. They've done far worse for far less. So why should I be surprised? Why should I be surprised when this is the shit that they pull? And nobody will listen. Nobody was listening to me. Nobody was paying attention to me. Everybody wanted to treat me like a mad case. Fine. Don't fucking try to coerce me into your shit, into shit that you let happen. At the same time, I've got to be honest. Choice comes between my spiritual life and the love in my life. Like, love comes first. Always. But I just wanted to let you guys know, MI5, Royal Navy, Secret Police, they are engaged in yet another attempted murder on my mother because I wouldn't leave my house. Oh, I know what you're going to say. Well, what makes you so special? Well, things have been a bit too stable lately with me. They had to do something. They had to act. So I'm just coming on camera to let you guys know these cunts attempted to murder my mother, or at least they were torturing my mother in a bid to get me out of the flat. Because that's what they do. When I said that the perps were murderers, I wasn't lying. When I said that the gangstalkers were murderers, I wasn't lying. Because this is the type of shit that they fucking do. Yesterday, they attacked me here and here. Because the way the lasers work, it kind of comes through here and exit. That's an exit wound, right? So it comes through here and exits here. So yesterday when I was making the video, my mum's oxygen wasn't dropping at that time, right? So when I was making the video yesterday, I can't even remember what I said, but you know, I'm going to look back at the video and see what I said. But clearly they didn't like what I said because they tried to attack me here and here. And yet when I started telling other TIs of what they were doing, that pain went real fucking quickly. So that didn't work. That didn't work in destabilizing me. There are problems here in the flat with the water damage and stuff like that. The landlords are not fixing it. Or somebody's supposed to be around here in 20 minutes anyway. The landlords are not fixing it. So it's, you know, the landlords haven't been fixing it. So clearly all of this is orchestrated to make me angry. What they didn't bank on was that just because I'm angry, it doesn't automatically mean I'm going to flip my lid and just throw shit everywhere. I haven't got time for that. I do have time to make a video though and tell everybody that the government is basically trying to kill my mother to get me out of the house. And God knows how many other people they've done this to. Let's remember now, it's not just me. Ordinary people are the easiest people to do this to, and especially ordinary people that are not listened to. So that's what I'm dealing with over here. That's how pathetic these people are. So I gotta go. I gotta make sure I've got enough so that I can travel to London. I will let you guys know what's going on as soon as I get there. But yes, I'm very, very upset. And, you know, I keep saying to people, be very, very careful of what you want because you're not going to get it in the way that you want it. I'm angry, but it's not in the way that the gangstalkers want me to be. It's not in the way that these people want me to be. This is exactly what I say. Be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. So take care, everybody. Please pray for my mother. My mother's a tough woman, but I don't know how much more she can take of this crap. So you guys take care. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. Take care, Ma.